here because we work with an organisation called the Land Workers Alliance, which is an organisation, it's producer-led, of all small-scale farmers, people who have moved into agriculture, because we really believe that we want to work the land, we want a livelihood that means something to us, and we want to produce local food, affordable and healthy for the local economy.
Isn't that something that the Oxford Farming Conference is all about?
We believe that actually the majority of the interest being promoted at the Oxford Farming Conference, we're absolutely sure there's independent farmers and small farmers and family farmers, sort of somewhat integrated, but we feel like it's on the margins. And the majority of the sponsorship and the majority of the people in there might be large landowners, large agribusiness farmers, there's biotech corporations, there's Owen Patterson pushing the sustainable intensification agenda, there's the whole, government agri-tech strategy for the future of farming, and we feel like the message that's actually coming out is get big, get modern, or get out. And we don't want to get out of farming. We want to stay small, we want to use our brains, we want to use our hands, we want to work the land to produce food in a way that we feel is viable for the future of our planet. We don't want to give control of our food system over to the biotech corporations that are dominating the discourse of this conference. So we feel like there may be people in there who really do believe in British farming, that do believe in feeding local people with healthy, affordable local food on traditional family farms. But the discourse in the conference is dominated by the biotech firms and by this sustainable intensification agenda. And we want to get our interests in there to be able to promote the interests of the small farmer in the future of farming in this country. We don't want these huge farms that don't have the passion in them, because food is something that we eat every day as a nation. Everybody sits down to eat every day, and we believe in farming and we believe in real healthy local food.
People at the Oxford Farming Conference would argue that they are passionate about farming, they are passionate about feeding the world, and perhaps big agriculture is just one of the many ways of being able to feed a growing world population that's due to reach 9 billion by 2050.
It's an argument that's very compelling, but in lots of ways it's also a false solution in lots of ways. That actually, if you look at the facts of who produces the food that feeds the world right now, 70% of the world's food supply that feeds the people of the world is produced by small farmers. Now that's really hardcore evidence of the fact that small farmers can feed the planet. 30% of the world's food supply is produced by large industrial farmers, which is great, that's fine, it's useful. Quite a lot of that goes to biofuels, quite a lot of it goes to livestock feeding, quite a lot of it is wasted, that sort of thing as well. So it's not necessarily the food that's actually feeding the majority of the population of the planet. Now we feel like there is a place for it. Of course there's a place for a few small, large-scale farms, but that's not the entire future of farming, because the landscape and the culture of the UK depends on there being small-scale farms as part of our landscape and family farms as part of our landscape. And we can't move over to all this large-scale arable production because people eat all the wonderful things that we produce. People want local milk, people want cheese, people want cider, people want jam, people want, salad bags. People want all this kind of diversity of food, and that's the stuff that comes from the small-scale foods and creates that vibrant, rural, healthy food culture that we all want.